Okay, now it's time to slow down and to talk about one of the most incredibly unknown secrets in the job interview process. And I'm going to be sharing stories from my book, Slow Down, The Fastest Way to Get Everything You Want. It's published by Hay House. But this is one of the stories. This is one of my favorite stories when it comes to business that we wrote about in Slow Down. There was a gentleman from the Midwest that had contacted me a number of years ago who really wanted to advance in his career, it was in sales, and he really wanted to be an incredible salesperson, one of the elite salespeople, as he said, in this country. And if you look on YouTube, I actually have another little video clip on elite salespeople. But so he called me up and he said, hey, listen, I was wondering if you could help me out. I'm interviewing for this job, and I don't really have a great shot at getting it. There's 300 applicants I found out today, and most of them have years and years of experience. And I think he said at that time he only had 2 years of sales experience. So we got to know each other through a few sessions, and then we started doing job interviewing skills, and almost like kind of like a one-on-one thing. You know, I'd ask him a few questions, he'd respond, and then we got to the meat. And this is the secret of job interview skills that very few people will talk about. You know, Google job interview skills. Go ahead and Google and get as much information as you can. But this, to me, is the killer, and I'm going to give you a great story why. One of the most important things we can do during the job interview is ask questions of the interviewer regarding how can I serve you? What can I do for you? How, if, you know, once brought into this position, how can I make this position better? And let me give you even more questions to ask. What was the last person in this position? What did they do really well? Like whoever I'm taking the place of, what did that person do really well? What did you like? What were their accomplishments? So you want to get information about what that person did really well, because even if they fired the person, or even if the person was let go because of other reasons, they still probably had some great qualities. We want to find out what they were. So that's number one. Number two is, what is it that you would desire for the next person to do to bring this level up, to bring this position up? In other words, what are you looking to do? What is it that you really want? What characteristics, what qualities, what traits would be really important for someone to have to go into this position so that they can bring it to the next level? Number three, are there opportunities for mentoring in this position? Are there opportunities for training in this position? So if I come in, is there someone that I'm going to be going to? Who is it that I would report to? Would it be the person I'm interviewing or someone else? And if it's someone else, I would even be so bold as to say, at my next interview, would it be possible to meet this person? I'd really love to meet who I'm going to work for. I think that's crucial, as a matter of fact. But here's one of the secrets in job interviewing that so many people miss out on. We need to come to the plate. We need to come to the interview with all these questions written out. Don't trust your brain. You want to have a pad and paper anyway to write down things that they're telling you, answers to these questions, but you really want to have questions written out. It's almost like when you go to a physician's office. If you're going in for an appointment, you want to have questions written out because you're going to get nervous. You may forget. Well, heck, this job interview is the same thing. Come in with a series of questions. How can I serve you? What are you looking for? What are the opportunities out there from a mentoring point of view? What did the person do who is no longer here or is on their way out? What did they do really well? What were the things that the person that's here currently in the position or who has left the position not do so well? In other words, you want to get a big picture here. You know, if they could tell you some real gems that are important for your second or third or fourth interview and give you the information necessary that if you are hired, when you are hired, that you walk in with a great eagle-eyed vision of the position. You want to know as much as you can. Get a pad of paper, write out all these questions I'm sharing with you. They sound so simple, don't they? And yet, do you know, when I work with managers, vice presidents, CEOs from around the country in regards to lifting up their game, one of the things they've all said is they're shocked at how many people come in to interview for a position and they're not prepared and they don't ask intriguing questions. It's got to be a two-way street. You know, to sit there and just think, I'm just going to wait and see what they ask me, that doesn't work anymore. The market is way too competitive. We need to be sharp. We need to be on the ball. We need to show these people who we're interviewing with that we're interested, that we care, that we're really there for them, and we want this position badly enough to say, give me all the information necessary. When we're in this kind of a mindset, we can move mountains. And so let me go back to my client. So we went through, I think it was just 4 or 5 sessions, and I got him to write down all these questions of service. They're all service-based questions. How can I serve you? How can I serve you? How can I serve you? That's basically what we're doing, but with specific questions. Do you know, here's the coolest story in the world, that he went through multiple levels of the interview process, working his way up, and he finally got to the very last interview, and he was hired over 299 other people. My client was hired, and the reason why was because he knew the questions to ask. Everywhere along the way, the people respond to him saying, wow, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked it. Here's the answer. Whoa, that's a really great question. I'm glad you asked it. Here's the answer. So take my advice and take my client's advice. The job interviewing secret that so many people leave behind is to ask delving questions into the position so that you know how you can serve your new employer at the highest level possible. I want to wish you good luck on all of your searches. Look forward to talking to you soon. For more information, talkdavid.com.